Hi there. I'm Raleigh Brown, and I'm here at the Folk Project, which looks suspiciously like my own living room, to do a stay away concert for all y'all. And I see a lot of familiar faces in the stream. I'm going to be pretty much performing and talking like I usually do, but I won't have time to say hello to everybody, but if I can, I will come back afterwards and look at all your comments. So hope to make some new friends and see some old friends. I can see there are old friends here already. And you'll have Gary Pratt will be there as a kind of MC for the Folk Project. And I'm going to get right down to it here. So when I was young, I met a preacher with a mighty voice, and when he played the guitar, it made a joyous noise. Now he lived in a world of sound, for sight had been denied him, but he found a way the world could see the glory inside him. And he's with me now. He's with me now. When I pick up my guitar, he is with me now. He is sitting on my shoulder, and he shows me how. He's a cherished angel, and he's with me now. There was a man who lost his mind at an early age. He fell between the cracks and disappeared from the page. But if you'd heard him play guitar, well, you'd know he'd paid his dues. And he left us with a legacy of a wounded man's blues. And he's with me now. He's with me now. When I pick up my guitar, he is with me now. He's sitting on my shoulder, and he shows me how. He's a cherished angel, and he's with me now. Now you may think they have left us, but I beg to disagree. 'Cause when I pick up my guitar, they are here with me. And if the music that I'm playing reflects some of their heart, then I know for me that I've done my part. I had a friend who was a seeker, and he'd been out on the bum. He marched bravely to the beat of a different drum. He played just the notes that mattered, and you'd have loved to hear him sing. And when he played the guitar, you knew that taste was king. And he's with me now. He's with me now. When I pick up my guitar, he is with me now. He's sitting on my shoulder, and he shows me how. He's a cherished angel, and he's with me now. Now perhaps you even heard these men, or maybe you did not, for the gift they gave was much greater than they got. But it's woven in the fabric now, embedded in the line of music going on for all future time. And they're with me now. They're with me now. When I pick up my guitar, they are with me now. We stood upon their shoulders, and they showed us how. They are cherished angels, and they're with me now. So that song is called "Cherished Angels," and it was written about three of my guitar heroes. One of whom is on the wall here behind me. That's a photograph of the Reverend Gary Davis. He was the first verse, and the second verse was Steve Mann, the brilliant California guitarist who was diagnosed with schizophrenia at a fairly early age and disappeared for a long time, and then returned later in life and was still a great player, but was never able to really become a performer again. And third was my old friend Jack McGann. And now there's a guy named John McGann who lived in Boston, but this is a different McGann. And Jack was around a long time ago. He played guitar behind Steve Goodman and Rosalie Sorrells and a lot of other folkies, and fronted his own swing band in Philly for many years. Just a great musician. And Jack died of AIDS in 1991. But he was a great friend and just a really tasty musician. So those are my three cherished angels. I got other cherished angels. I got a whole pack of them. And I figured 3 verses was enough, so they're not in the song. Now I'm going to play you an original instrumental now. It's and actually Gary Davis figures in this one too. Both he and Joseph Spence, the brilliant Bahamian guitarist, were heroes of mine. And this speaks a little to the effect they had on me, both of them. Now, you may hear some kind of grinding noises. That's Suki the dog. When she gets nervous, she chews her bones, so don't mind her. So this is Resurrection. So that's called Resurrection. if you're keeping score, that's in drop D tuning. Drop D was the tuning that Joseph Spence used almost, I wouldn't even say almost, he used it exclusively. It was all he played in. That was his version of standard tuning. Gary Davis, on the other hand, hardly ever played in anything other than standard tuning and kind of looked at open tunings as cheating, sort of. So it's great to see all of your familiar little names on there and in this thing. I can see the chat here. So I should remind you all, there are links in the description of this post for a PayPal link or a Venmo link, and all contributions cheerfully accepted. We could buy some more dog bones for Suki. Sometime before the evening is over, we may turn on the Suki cam, and you can say hi to her. We'll see how it goes, how time holds out. So this one is a traditional tune. It was actually written, but it's out of copyright, so it's traditional now. Once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending all my money, I didn't care, taking my friends out for a mighty good time. I was buying bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low, I didn't have a friend, and I had no place to go. If I ever get my hands on a dollar again, I'm gonna hang on to it till that eagle grins. 'Cause you know nobody knows you when you're down and out. If in your pockets you haven't got a penny, then your friends, you haven't any, but let you get back on your feet again. And everyone becomes your long lost friend. It's mighty strange, without a doubt, how nobody knows you. You're down and out. No, I mean nobody, ain't nobody knows you when you're down and out. If in your pockets you haven't got a penny, then your friends, you haven't any, let you get back on your feet again. and everyone becomes your long lost friend. It's mighty strange, without a doubt, how nobody knows you when you're down and out. I mean, when you're down and out. That's the Down and Out Blues. And this is actually a tune I wrote for Suki the dog. Suki was a rescue, and some of you who are familiar with me here, it looks like a lot of folks on the chat are old friends. It's just my afternoon crowd coming in for the evening show. And Suki's going to start squeaking something in a second here, I think. But she was a very difficult dog. She was aversive and hard to adopt out. She had been adopted out twice and returned within a day when I got her. And so we used to say she was half Australian cattle dog and half demon dog from hell. And she softened a lot over the years, but this instrumental for her is appropriately named The Dark Princess. That's the Dark Princess. She's currently trying to eat her dog bed. She's active in the evenings. You're used to seeing, those of you who are fans are used to seeing her lounging during the afternoon concerts, which I should mention that if there are folks who aren't here for my afternoon concerts, they are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. And I usually do 3 songs and 1 instrumental. So they're a little break in the day. They run between 20 and 30 minutes. And you can access them at my page, Raleigh Brown, profile page. So you could always join me there. I'm just take a quick look at the stream. Lots of folks here who I know. I love you all. I'm so glad you came out to keep me company this evening. So I'm going to do a song for you. But the songs I wrote, it's interesting. When I was younger, I wrote a bunch of songs, and mostly they were young people's songs. They were love songs. And I still kind of like some of them, so I'm going to do one of those for you now. And then my later songs are songs like they're either horrible songs about the pandemic, or songs about the horrible pandemic, or the horrible presidency of the last 4 years, or else they are, or else they're these earlier love songs. And this song I wrote probably when I was 22 years old, and it was about my first love, and not like it was puppy love, it was high school or junior high actually. But she was a lovely, lovely young girl, and I've almost thought about trying to find her again. But, we'll see. Well, I had a dream about you, and woke up thinking of you, remembering of hearing of the hard times that you'd seen. And I remember you were moving to Kentucky or Virginia, and I heard about your hard times, and I wondered how you'd been. Well, it's 4 years since I've seen you, and 8 years since I loved you, and I had no love before you, though I've been in love since then. And I recall the sweetness of it. You were young and warm and quiet, and I hope that you would always consider me a friend. And I heard about your marriage, how he was old and you were younger, how it burst asunder, and you went back home to stay. And I prayed that you weren't bitter, for your youth was so much sweeter. And I hope you're sometimes smiling, and you'll someday pass my way. Well, I had a dream about you, and I woke up thinking of you, remembering of hearing of the hard times that you'd seen. And I remember you were moving to Kentucky or Virginia, and I heard about your hard times, and I wondered how you been. When I wrote that song, I used to call it Lost Innocence, but now I think I just call it I Had a Dream About You. But Lost Innocence probably defines it a little bit better, I So I'm going to do you one of my favoriteest blues tunes, and it's not a bluesy blues tune. It's what Gary Davis would have called a tune in the old-fashioned style, and it's about young Delia Green. Delia Green was 14 years old when she was murdered in Savannah, Georgia, and my dog is eating wood. Suki, hey, stop it! She's usually not this active. But it's just me and her here now. This is our domicile, so she gets to kind of be a dog however she needs to. Young Delia Green in Savannah, Georgia, 14 years old, murdered by a jealous lover. This happened in, I think, 1900. Delia was a gambling girl, gambled all around. She was a gambling girl, you know, she'd lay her money down. She's all I got is gone. And Delia's dear old mother took a trip out west. Oh, and when she returned, little Delia had gone to rest. She's all I got is gone. Delia's mother wept, Delia's father moaned. It would not have been so bad if the poor girl had died at home. She's all I got is gone. Delia, oh Delia, she was making her last rounds when old Cuddy came by and he shot her to the ground. She's all I got is gone. Get your rubber-tired taxis, your double-seated hats. They took poor Delia down to the graveyard. They failed to bring her back. She's all I got is gone. The men down in Savannah drinking from a silver cup, and poor Delia, she's in the graveyard. She never will get up. She's all I got is gone. And Cuddy asked the judge, he said, what might be my fine? The judge said, I done told you, boy, you drew that cold 99. She's all I got is gone. Delia, oh Delia, how can it be? You loved all those around her, you never had time for me. She's all I got is gone. Delia was a gambling girl. She gambled all around. She was a gambling girl, and she would lay her money down. She's all I got is gone. Delia. There's a bunch of Delia songs. They're all folk songs now. And I like this one. There's one called Delia's Gone, which is a little more up-tempo. This one, the Reverend Gary Davis recorded this one, and then my friend Stefan Grossman engineered this little lick, this just a beautiful little fingerstyle guitar lick. So I stole it. I don't think he'd grudge me that since I give him credit for it. So next up, I'm kind of staying organized here. I think mostly some of the time for my own songs I can actually remember the lyrics. It's tough. So this song is based on a true story. In the same way that most movies that say they're based on a true story are kind of based on a true story. But there's a certain amount of truth in this. I'll tell you a little bit more about it after. I mostly travel solo. It's a burden I bear, out alone on the highway, just trying to get somewhere. My wife would like to come with me, but we just talk on the phone. We never travel together, 'cause we can't leave the dog alone. She loves to go on vacation. That's my wife, not the dog. Up the coast to New England, living high on the hog. Well, I could kill for some lobster. My friends think I'm insane, 'cause it's home in the backyard where me and the dog remain. She came with some issue. It's my dog, not the wife. Took a bullet in her young years. She was cut with a knife. They couldn't break her spirit, so they called her a cur. 'Cause when someone got bloody, she made sure it was them and not her. So they gave up on her, left her tied to a tree where two honky-tonk angels picked her up and brought her to me. She checked me over. I guess she thought I would do. And I made her a promise that from then on her hard times were through. She's got one ear that's tattered, and there's a scar on her jaw, and it's best not to cross her, or she'll lay down the law. She's the perfect companion for an old dog like me, and I try to live up to the man she hoped I might be. She's a perfect companion for an old dog like me. there's enough truth in there. It was actually a pellet gun. It's still lodged in her side. Not a real bullet, but still, it's a song. So this next one, I'm playing instrumental, and this is one, some of you have heard me play this before. I love seeing all your names here. I'm glad you've joined me here, you wonderful folks. And I first heard this song as kind of background music, or kind of, I guess, background music you'd call it, in the movie Chariots of Fire. And then I later learned that it was actually composed to match lyrics from William Blake. And in that lyric, there is a line that says, "Bring me my chariot of fire." You can go find it online. It's called Jerusalem. And there's another name to it. It's something like "If Jesus Trod on This Fair Land," or something like that. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful melody, and has beautiful harmonies within it. So, and it goes like this. So that's Jerusalem. It was written in, I think, 1916. It's over 100 years ago now, by Sir Hugh Perry. And it was originally meant to be, it was written for some kind of England First movement, some kind of, nationalistic claptrap. And when Hugh Perry found out that that's what they were, he took back the rights to it and gave it to the women's suffrage movement. So it became one of the themes of the British women's suffrage movement, which makes me feel much better about playing it than I'd feel if it was really that other thing. So speaking of nationalistic movements, I'm going to play you one song, and this is a song which I dearly hope will be obsolete within the next couple weeks. I hope I never have to play it again. It's a shame because I was happy with it. I liked it. I wrote it. I was proud of it. Well, I still can remember when I bought that new ball cap. Its brim had an elegant arch, and I bought it 'cause the logo matched the name on my new car, and the red hat stood out in the dark. From the East Coast out to Kansas and Colorado too, the road went on and I moved ceaselessly through dust and wind and driving snow and the scars that life can do. That hat felt like it was a part of me. Now that car is long gone and the world has moved on, and that hat and me were showing signs of wear, and a bitter wind has blown apart my country, so it seems, and I put that old red hat away with care. And I've got no peace of mind, and I miss the life I had before the world came falling down upon our head. And I barely can remember a time that wasn't bad, when I used to wake up hopeful in my bed. And now I'm hoping for the world to make a better start, and planning that I'll be here until then, when I can wake up in the morning with contentment in my heart, and maybe wear that red ball cap again. Terry St. James, somebody suggested that if things go well in Georgia today, that Georgia should be on my set list for this Thursday. And so it will be if things go well in Georgia. Fingers are crossed. The polls close in 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Get your votes in. Let me find my set list here. Well, I'm going to play you something called the North Beach Blues. I wrote this song a long time ago, many years ago, and I had been living on Cape Cod, and then I went back. You know, I'm from Cleveland originally. I went back and lived in Cleveland for a year, and then I moved out to San Francisco. And while I was in San Francisco, eventually I kind of got my foot in at a really great guitar shop and taught there, but I also had to work a bunch of day jobs. And this song was written, I was working the graveyard shift in a parking lot. I had one of those blue utility shirts with the name Raleigh and a little logo on the thing. which was great because you don't find stuff with the name Raleigh on it normally. And it was this neon lit thing, and it was on the edge of Chinatown and North Beach and the what passed for a theater district in San Francisco. And so it was a very cool place, location. Francis Ford Coppola would walk through on his way to Chinatown for lunch, and Carol Doda parked her car there, and she'd show up late at night after her topless show was over, usually chased by some slavering guys or something. And she'd sit in the office with my boss, smoke a reefer or two, wait till they left, and then she'd go home. And like that. So, but I was kind of missing my friends on the East Coast, and I wrote this song. I don't know if Billy Rubenstein is on here. I didn't look closely enough to tell, but he's the Billy in this song. If he's here, he's the Billy in this song. If he isn't here, he's still the Billy in this song. Say hello to Skinny Bob, to Billy and all my friends. Hey, I might get back to Cape Cod if winter ever ends. If winter ever ends. This graveyard shift in North Beach sure throws a chill in me. Standing here in my blue collar, as blue as I can be, as blue as I can be. I always answer when I'm asked, hey, I'm living for today. But my mind's been on my past, a continent away, a continent away. So say hello to Skinny Bob, to Billy and all my friends. Hey, I might get back to Cape Cod if winter ever ends. If winter ever ends. So that's the North Beach Blues. I'm going to do a couple more for you before we run out of time here. And this first one, this is another one from my youthful love song era. There are a lot of songs from that era which I thankfully forgot long ago. But the ones that stuck are ones I still stand by. I still like them. There's a hawk on the wing, circling high above, and there was freedom in the heart of the woman I loved. Lord, she was free as a hawk on the wing, and soft as a morning dove. Where are the sleepy days when we lay entwined? And is this the same bed that held something so fine? You wrapped round my heart like a true love of mine, round my neck like a clinging vine. Tell me, where is the love when it's gone away? When the price of the memories is too much to pay? I can't find a signpost to guide myself by, and is this a tear in my eye? And where is the hawk who was circling above? And where is the morning dove? Hawk on the Wing. I must have written that. Let me kind of think. What year would that have been? Maybe 1978, 77 or 78. I was living in South Jersey at that time, either in Vineland or in Buna, as the natives call it. So I'm going to leave you with a couple instrumentals, and this one I wrote for my dear wife, who is no longer with us now. It's called Janny's Day. It was written for her birthday a few years ago. So that's Janny's Day, and I'm going to leave you with a tune called Sunday Morning, which is, I find, to be a very nice calming tune. And others have suggested that that may always also be the case. And then I'm going to play this tune, and then I'm going to, if Suki has has returned to her former lethargy, so I might flip around the Suki cam here and let you say goodnight to Suki, as I know many of you are used to doing after my concerts now. She's one of the two old dogs, and I'm the other one. And then we'll say goodbye. But first, Sunday morning. So that's Sunday morning, and I know I was supposed to remind you, the folks at the Folk Project, I should remind you that there is a link if you'd like to donate a little something to me and Suki, PayPal link and a Venmo link on the introduction to this. And also that I do online guitar lessons. You can email me at Raleigh@RaleighBrown.com or at RaleighBrown@Verizon.net. Either of those works, or go to my website and you'll be able to contact me there. And I want to thank you all for joining me and spending a full hour with me. I know that on one hand, your time is valuable. On the other hand, we're all stuck home with nothing to do. So I appreciate you spending your nothing time with me, because I love getting to see all your names here. I'm going to go back after this is over and hopefully be able to, it's not my regular account, but hopefully I'll be able to read through the comments and say hi, hit some like buttons. And so here's Suki the dog. Let me see here. I think we can, down there. That's her in her characteristic pose. You missed her during the bone chewing and she almost knocked the camera over a couple times and started eating little scraps of firewood. So she's always entertaining. She does keep me busy here. So, and then this is the halo cam, which makes me look kind of etheric. So thank you so much for joining me. I will leave you, as I leave all my concerts, to tell you to stay safe, stay sane, If you get cranky, take a nap. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me.